Have you ever felt like your spiritual journey has taken a dark turn? Like the path to enlightenment is filled with shadows and pain? You're not alone. The dark side of spiritual awakening is a reality that many seekers face, but few talk about openly. In this video, we'll explore the depths of depression, loneliness, and hopelessness that can arise during the awakening process and discover how to navigate through these challenging emotions to find the light on the other side. Spiritual awakening is often portrayed as a blissful experience, filled with love, light, and joy. But for many, the journey is not always so easy. The dark side of spiritual awakening can be a time of intense emotional turmoil, where feelings of depression, loneliness, and hopelessness take over. These emotions can be so overwhelming that they make you question everything you thought you knew about yourself and your spiritual path. Depression is a common experience during spiritual awakening. It can feel like a heavy weight on your chest, making it hard to breathe, think, or even get out of bed in the morning. You may feel like you're lost in a deep, dark hole with no way out. The things that once brought you joy may seem meaningless, and you may struggle to find purpose or meaning in your life. This depression can arise for many reasons. As you awaken spiritually, you begin to see the world and yourself in a new light. You may realize that the life you've been living is not in alignment with your true self, leading to feelings of sadness and despair. You may also be confronted with deep-seated emotional wounds and traumas that have been buried for years, now rising to the surface for healing. Loneliness is another common experience during spiritual awakening. As you begin to see the world differently, you may find that you no longer resonate with the people and activities that once filled your life. You may feel like you're on a different wavelength than everyone else, unable to connect or relate to those around you. This loneliness can be particularly painful because it often feels like there's no one who understands what you're going through. Friends and family may not be able to relate to your experiences, leaving you feeling isolated and alone. You may even feel disconnected from your spiritual community, as if you're on a different path than everyone else. Hopelessness is perhaps the most challenging emotion that arises during the dark side of spiritual awakening. It can feel like all the light has gone out of your life, leaving you in a state of despair and helplessness. You may question whether there's any point to your spiritual journey or even to life itself. This hopelessness is often referred to as the dark night of the soul, a term coined by the 16th century Spanish mystic, Saint John of the Cross. It's a time when everything you thought you knew is stripped away, leaving you bare and vulnerable. It can feel like you're being tested by the universe, pushed to your breaking point to see if you'll give up or keep going. One of the biggest challenges during the dark side of spiritual awakening is the role of the ego. The ego is the part of us that identifies with our thoughts, beliefs, and desires. It's the voice in our head that tells us who we are and how we should be in the world. During spiritual awakening, the ego begins to feel threatened. It realizes that the beliefs and identities it has clung to for so long are being challenged, and it will do everything in its power to maintain control. This can lead to intense feelings of fear, anxiety, and resistance, making the awakening process even more difficult. The ego may try to convince you that you're not worthy of love or happiness, that you'll never be good enough or spiritual enough. It may tell you that your experiences are too painful to bear, that it's better to give up than to keep going. These thoughts can be incredibly convincing, making it easy to get caught in a spiral of negativity and self-doubt. So how do we navigate the dark side of spiritual awakening? The key is self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and acceptance. even in the midst of our most difficult experiences. When we're in the depths of depression or hopelessness, it can be easy to beat ourselves up or judge ourselves harshly. We may tell ourselves that we're weak, broken, or unworthy of love. But self-compassion teaches us to meet ourselves with gentleness and understanding, acknowledging that we're doing the best we can in a challenging situation. Self-compassion also means acknowledging that our experiences are valid and real. We're not making up our pain or overreacting to our emotions. The dark side of spiritual awakening is a legitimate part of the journey, and it's okay to feel whatever we're feeling in the moment. In addition to self-compassion, there are many practical tools and techniques we can use to manage the difficult emotions that arise during spiritual awakening. Here are a few that can be particularly helpful. Meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool for calming the mind and cultivating inner peace. When we're in the midst of depression or hopelessness, sitting in silence and focusing on our breath can help us find a sense of grounding and stability. Journaling. Writing about our experiences can be incredibly cathartic and healing. It allows us to process our emotions and gain clarity on what we're going through. Try writing stream of consciousness style, without judging or editing yourself, and see what insights arise. Nature. Spending time in nature can be incredibly soothing for the soul. Whether it's taking a walk in the woods, sitting by a river, or simply feeling the sun on your face, being in nature can help us feel more connected to something greater than ourselves. Support. Reaching out for support from loved ones, a therapist, or a spiritual community can be incredibly helpful during the dark side of spiritual awakening. Knowing that we're not alone in our struggles and having someone to talk to can make all the difference. As challenging as the dark side of spiritual awakening can be, it's important to remember that it's not a punishment or a sign that we're doing something wrong. In fact, the darkness can be a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. When we're in the depths of depression or hopelessness, we're being invited to confront the parts of ourselves that we've been avoiding or denying. We're being asked to face our fears, heal our wounds, and let go of the beliefs and identities that no longer serve us. This process can be incredibly painful, but it's also incredibly liberating. As we move through the darkness, we begin to shed the layers of conditioning and programming that have kept us stuck in old patterns and ways of being. We start to discover who we really are beneath the masks and facades we've been wearing. In many ways, the dark side of spiritual awakening is a death and rebirth process. We're dying to our old selves so that we can be reborn into a new way of being. It's a journey of surrender, trust, and faith as we learn to let go of control and allow the universe to guide us. One of the most important things to remember during the dark side of spiritual awakening is to trust the journey. Even when everything feels hopeless and out of control, there is a greater intelligence at work guiding us towards our highest good. This doesn't mean that the journey will be easy or that we won't face challenges along the way. But it does mean that we can trust that everything is happening for a reason, even if we can't see it in the moment. When we're in the midst of the darkness, it can be hard to believe that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But the truth is that the dark side of spiritual awakening is a temporary phase, a necessary part of the journey towards greater self-awareness and personal growth. As we learn to navigate the darkness with self-compassion, practical tools, and trust in the journey, we begin to emerge on the other side, stronger, wiser, and more connected to our true selves than ever before. So if you're currently experiencing the dark side of spiritual awakening, know that you're not alone. Know that what you're going through is a normal and necessary part of the journey, and that there is hope and light on the other side. Keep showing up for yourself with kindness and compassion, even when it feels impossible. Keep using the tools and techniques that support your healing and growth, and keep trusting that the universe has a plan for you, even if you can't see it yet. Remember that the dark side of spiritual awakening is not a destination, but a passage. It's a portal to a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the world. And as you move through it, you'll discover a strength, resilience, and wisdom within yourself that you never knew existed. So take a deep breath, trust the journey, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. The light is waiting for you on the other side, and it's brighter than you can possibly imagine.